Alright, so I just figured I'd take the Ram truck up here just to test it out because I've never driven this truck before really, other than when I picked it up. This is the first time off-roading, first time putting it in four-wheel drive, and check out that view. Downtown Reno with Mount Rose and Tahoe in the background. This is awesome. Since I've never camped in this setup before, I'm going to go ahead and take it out into the BLM land just a few miles from my house, and we're just going to take it out there and give it a quick test run tonight and camp in it. So we're going to push all the buttons and just test it all out and see how it works so we can be familiar with it before we go on a 500-mile trip to Wyoming, to Yellowstone. Good morning. So our first night in the four-wheel campers, I was pretty warm. We never turned on the furnace. I'm sure we could have. Oh, it's about 5:30 in the morning. There you go, guys. That was the first night ever in a four-wheel camper, and it was pretty comfy. Some of you guys know that I have this Ram 3500 with the four-wheel camper's Hawk model on the back. If you follow my Instagram, you already know I picked this up the other day. So for all you YouTubers out there who don't know what's going on, it's summer vacation for my kids, and I took a couple weeks off and I worked it out with the guys over at Four Wheel Campers in Woodland, California, to pick up a sample truck and camper to do a review. And it's going to be something a little different that I haven't done before. I'm going to be doing a review on that camper, which is the Hawk model, and I'm going to take it to Yellowstone. I'm going to pack all my kids inside and my wife, and we're going to drive all the way to Yellowstone. And while we're there, we're going to stop at Grand Tetons as well, and probably check out Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Idaho Falls, and a couple places out on the east side of Nevada as well. So it's going to be a fun adventure. We're going to be out there for probably a little over a week, and this thing is off-grid capable. So I figured I'd give you guys a quick tour of the rig, because some of you may have seen this before in a little bit different configuration. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in this current configuration. And it's not going to be a detailed review by any means. I just want to fly over it real quick to give you guys a sneak peek of what I'm going to be doing my trip with. So that right there is the big beast of a truck, the Ram 3500 heavy duty with the Cummins turbo diesel engine. Yeah, that thing is a beast. Crew cab. And this one's unique because obviously it's a heavy duty. This one has the solid axles, so no independent front suspension here. This one has air lockers, so I can just hit a switch and lock up all the axles if I get into a real sticky situation, which I doubt I'm going to get into. If you don't know AEV, they're the guys who make really cool stuff for Ram trucks. They make them for other stuff too, but they're famous for their Ram truck stuff. So like this bumper here, this is classic AEV with this big humongous bull bar there. It's got an LED light bar. That's pretty nice. I already tested that out at night. It's got a worn 16.5 Ti winch in here. Big old steel fair leads, old school. Look at these tow hooks, these attachment points. This is what AEV is famous for as well. Really unique design. It's a steel bumper, by the way, guys. That is solid steel. Crazy, right? You crash into another vehicle with this, and there's not going to be much left of the other vehicle. You got your fog lights. They put the AEV emblem in the grille. Blacked out hood. That's a good look. The famous AEV snorkel for fording through streams and rivers. Then you got the AEV wheels, which I think are amazing. If I don't get methods, I'll probably get AEV wheels because these are just beautiful. These are Yokohama Geolandar mud terrains. These are really nice, guys. I've been driving on these things now for a couple hundred miles. They're 37s, and I can tell you, driving from Woodland, California, over the Sierras, past Tahoe, all the way down to Reno on these things, and it performed fantastic. I really like these. I know everybody likes to go with the Toyos, but I'm really liking these Yokohamas. Look how beefy those treads are. Pretty nuts, right? Of course, Cummins turbo diesel, so you got all kinds of torque. This is cool. Check this out. Amp research, electronic steps. Oh, those are nice. Those come in really handy. You can see they've got an AEV diff cover, some Bilstein shocks, factory bumper back here. But here's something cool. Check it out. They got the Wilco off-road tire carrier. So if you don't know about these guys, they're famous for making tire carriers that mount right into your tow hitch. So you don't really have to modify anything in the back. Sometimes you'll see big steel bumpers with these humongous hinges. You don't have to do that with Wilco. Wilco plugs right into your hitch, and they even give you another hitch here. So if you still want to, you know, carry your bikes, which I'm going to do, let me show you real quick. Take that pin out. Full size spare, by the way. Look at that. And now you still have the same capabilities as before, but this one's just built into the tow hitch. That's really cool. No modifications need to be done to your vehicle at all. They got the roto packs. These are 2 diesel packs back here. Again, full size spare. I locked it up so no one steals it when it's parked in my front yard. And then over here, amp research. Little step up. That comes in handy when you're undoing the clamps up there. And that's pretty much it for the truck. For the most part, it is a Laramie edition too, so you got all leather in here. It's nice, right? Laramie, heated seats, heated steering wheel. I already used it this morning when I camped out in this thing out there in the desert. AEV in the headrest. And of course, it's the Laramie edition, so it has all the doodads and upgrades that a Laramie would have. It has a sunroof, which is nice. The way this camper is set up too, it's nice you still have access to your sunroof to see the camper. So that's really nice. And then in the back, I have all my shooting stuff because I was just shooting some guns and zeroing my primary arms optics. But it has this cool flip out flat surface for carrying gear like I'm doing right now. And then of course you push the seat ups like that and you can make a complete flat surface. You can even put an air mattress here and sleep, like if you have a kid who wants to sleep in here, which I might do. Pretty cool. Lots of room in this thing. All right, so that's the truck. Now let's talk about the camper. So this is the Hawk model. They have a bunch of different models for all the way down to, you know, really lightweight shell, empty shell models for a Tacoma pickup or a Ranger or other, you know, small pickup truck. 5 and 5.5 foot beds, all the way up to 8 foot beds with everything you could possibly imagine inside, costing upwards of what, $30,000-$40,000 if you want to option it that way. This one's somewhere in the middle. It's kind of nice because it's got the smooth aluminum siding. It's not the corrugated siding. And again, if you don't know about four-wheel campers by now, if you watch my channel, you should know. They're lightweight and they pop up so you can stand up fully inside here, and they have a humongous bed inside. This camper specifically This one weighs roughly about 1,400 pounds, so it's ridiculously light. That's the big selling point with four-wheel campers. They're crazy, crazy light. So if you have a Tacoma, you could probably get one of their shell models that comes in at like, I don't know, what is it, 500, 600 pounds, and then you can build it up from there. And you don't even have to change your suspension at all. You don't have to get a heavy duty. This is a Ram 3500, so the payload on this thing is roughly 3,500 to 4,500 depending on which model you get. So this is real overkill for this camper. But what's nice about it is this truck is so freaking powerful and so big that it doesn't even know this camper's back here. I mean, it barely even notices that there's 1,400 pounds on the back of this truck. All right, let's go inside. So this is really good for the guy that wants to go deep off-road, like basically like this, go in areas that RVs can't go. It's like a cabin on wheels is what I like to call it. So you have your traditional RV door here, deadbolt with a lock here, shades for privacy, and then a bug screen if you want to keep the bugs out but keep the door open. You got that as well. You got a window here. You got steps to get up to the clamps. This is your propane. I believe these are 210s. So you need the propane to run the furnace if you want to stay warm in cold weather. You don't have to have those, but you can option those out. It's wired for solar, which this does have a solar panel up top. Here's the back side of the fridge just for ventilation. Here's the exhaust for your furnace, forced air furnace. So for those cold nights when it's 32 degrees out, you can turn on this heater and just warm up this thing like you would not believe. There's your shore power connection if you want to plug into a house or KOA campsite or something. You can run everything off of the shore power, but it does have batteries inside too. You don't ever need to plug in the truck to run the refrigerator because the solar panels up there are so efficient. During the day they charge the batteries, and at night the batteries run the fridge. There's a guy that says he's never touched his fridge in a year because the solar panels are so good. This is just a storage compartment for your outdoor shower, which is what this is right here. You plug it in here, hot and cold. Put a tent right here and you can take a shower outside. Put your porta potty down here too. Poop and shower outside the camper. Here's where you drain your sink. The sink doesn't have a gray tank. It just empties out right here on the truck. So you have to put a hose, which is inside here. Put the hose down to the ground or into a bucket, and then all your gray, soapy dishwater will just fall out to the ground or into a bucket. And I believe this is just the access to the rest of your heating components. And then up there is your water fill. So if you want to plug into a campsite and put water in here, fresh water into your tank. I forgot how big the tank is. I think it's 20 gallons. This one's outfitted with a CB. You got LED lights outside here. There's also LED lights right here as well underneath. It's pretty nice. Below the refrigerator, there's a bunch of switches here. One of them says exterior down and one says exterior side. Let's take a look what those LED lights do. Lights it up like a Christmas tree out here at night when there's nothing else out here. So you have LED down and LED side. So it's kind of nice when you're at camp. And you even have another one here. This is a little amber light for the door. And they keep those amber just because it attracts less bugs. Let's pop this thing up. All you do is undo all the buckles. So because this truck is lifted so high, I bought this little 3-step ladder to get in and out easier. They actually gave me a custom built fancy flip down steel step, but I'm not going to be using it because I'm going to be carrying bikes back here. So I had to buy this so I can carry bikes. Here's where we store our little porta potty. You don't use this as a primary. This is only for emergencies, or you can just put it as primary outside the vehicle. I guess you could use it in here in a pinch, but I wouldn't want to. Pretty tight quarters in here. You're gonna undo the lock right here. just like that, and then you're just going to push it straight up and let the gas struts do their job. Push over center and it locks. And then in the front, undo the strap, and then you're going to push this here and push this up at the same time. Over center, it locks, and you strap that up just like that, and you're ready to camp. To turn the lights on, you just hit the lights like that. They're actually dimmable. I'm 5'9", 5'10" with my favorite boots on. I got tons of room. Take these bungees off. Over here, you got your hot and cold water sink. You just have to turn the pump on and it'll pump water out. Over here, 2-burner propane gas stove. Storage here above the fridge. It's got an isotherm fridge in here. Like I said, it runs really well with the solar panel on top of the roof. Just unlock it there, undo the lock, and you have a nice little fridge in there. Look, I still have ice cream that didn't melt. I was supposed to put it in the ice box and I didn't do it. Lock it like that so it doesn't pop open. So right here are a bunch of plugs for your electrical equipment. 120 volt receptacle. This will only work when you're plugged into shore power. Then you have these down here that will work off the camper batteries. So that's your 12 volt, and then 4 USBs to charge your phones or whatever. Over here is your furnace, forced air furnace. And that's your direction right there. You can move it around. To turn the furnace on, you just access the thermostat over here. You hit that, boom, it turns on, and then you adjust the temperature. Old school. Very old school there. And then down here are a bunch of switches for lights on the outside. You have a carbon monoxide monitor right there, so you don't get killed by carbon monoxide by any chance. Smoke detector up top. So this is the switch to turn on your hot water. Just like that. You'll hear it ignite, and then a little fire will boil your hot water, and that water up there will be piping hot. Over here is your gauge to see your tank levels. So if you want to see how much fresh water you have in the tank, mine says full. And then right next to that is the battery levels, which is full because that solar panel up top is working fantastic. And then there's your water pump if you want to have water come out of the sink or the shower outside. Right here in the middle is where your storage tank is for your water. It's centered in the middle. And then over here is a dinette. This is kind of nice. Look at that. Nice little dinette, so you can sit facing each other. Nice little dinette. You can have coffee in the morning, lunch, dinner, whatever. Nice and comfy, facing your partner. Instead of side to side, you're facing each other. So right now, this thing is like almost like a double, just the way it is. So you can go east to west, head to toe, 2 people, no problem. If you want to go to queen size, you can push this mattress like that, and then put these over here like this. And that right there would be about a queen. But if you really want to go big time, pull it all the way out, and this sucker turns into a king size bed. That is insane. This is the reason why I think this is such a big seller right here. King size bed in such a tiny pop-up camper. Not a lot of campers have that much sleeping space, and I think you could fit 3 people there comfortably, 2 adults and 3 kids if you wanted to, like I can do. And if you really want to, you can convert this dinette into a bed as well, which here I'll show you. And just like this, you got another bed. So king size bed up top, and then another single down here. And I actually slept here stealth camping with the top down in front of my house. So you can stealth camp in here without the top up. Pretty cool, right? Let's talk about storage. So there's some storage built in to this specific model. Some models don't have this much storage, but storage, Storage on the bottom there. That's access to your filter. More storage for your spoons and forks. Some storage over there. There's also storage under this seat, so if you want to pack stuff there as well. And if you really want to get sneaky, there's storage where the turnbuckles are. So there's 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, and 4 under there. You can't see it. You can store stuff in there too if you really want to pack stuff in nice and tight. Ventilation up here. You also have a 3-speed fan. You can go in or out, and another one over there over the bed. So if you want to create flow through, you can suck air in or blow air out. It's pretty cool. All right, so to put it away, it's pretty simple. Put your bungees back up to suck in the walls. Then you just repeat the process. You're going to pull this down, and it'll go on its own speed. Buckle it up, and then you just pull this one down. There's a knob right here. You just pull it down nice and smooth. This lock right here keeps you from hitting the countertop. And just like that, everything is closed up. Now you just go around and buckle everything up. So most of these campers, they develop a memory, so they go in pretty smooth. But you just make sure nothing's sticking out. Once you have everything clamped down, you're pretty much set to go to the next adventure. Just button up everything and hit the road. You're ready to move camp in, like, I don't know, 5 minutes if you're good at it. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is my overview of the 4-wheel pop-up campers Hawk model on the back of a Ram 3500 heavy duty Cummins turbo diesel crew cab, Laramie edition. Pretty badass, right? Make sure I put this up before I go down the road. But yeah, I look forward to going to Yellowstone in this thing and the Grand Tetons and just having some awesome adventures with the family. It's kind of nice after being pent up for 3 months over this whole pandemic thing. Nice to get out and just get out to the outdoors and unwind and have an adventure with the family. Thanks a lot, guys. Hit that like button to support my channel. I appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Ring that bell to be notified when I upload new videos, which I will be uploading a bunch of videos about this trip. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about 4-wheel pop-up campers and Ram trucks and AEV for that matter. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.